All right, day one is in the books for spring training 2025, Padres fans, and it happened with a splash. Manny Machado there, just one of the many highlights for the Friars on the day. What's going on, everybody? I'm Christian Pedersen with Padres Digest. Welcome you back to another episode. Spring training has finally begun. The season is here, and the Padres look good. Let me give you the TLDR, but before we go any further, I got to say thank you for everybody that's been tuning in so far. But the one thing I need from you guys now is to smash that subscribe button because this graph needs to be flipped by the end of the season. We need to have more returning subscribers than new viewers. Look, I love the new attention, but we need to build a Friar faithful community. So let's talk about this moment right here and some of the other big ones from spring training day number one. Manny Machado took the very first pitch that he saw out dead center. Maybe a few inches left of dead center. But look, I get what people are going to say. That, and I've said it myself, spring training is not always ace matchups versus ace matchups, best on best type of thing. But to walk out there, see first pitch, take first pitch out is a certain kind of swagger that you love to see from anybody, but you especially love to see from the guy who is the cornerstone emotionally of this Padres team. And I think that this is a great sign that he is healthy, that he is happy, that after an offseason of some turbulence and some question, that Manny answered. He's here. He's ready. Let's go pursue a winning season. Going down the rest of what I saw, look, the Padres put the ball in play really well. They scored 3 runs in the top of the first. That maybe stalled the offense a little bit because I think that the Padres looked outwardly visibly happy to start doing some changes after they had themselves a little bit of a lead. So not a ton of innings from all of the main starters. But the other one that I want to talk about is Gavin Shildt, the former White Sox and now San Diego Padre, had a pair of doubles on the day. And look, he's one of the guys who maybe is a somewhat incumbent to make one of the last spots, but I think that he's in the competition. So you love to see Connor Joe, him, Jason Hayward, all those guys coming out of the gate hot, coming out of the game swinging, coming out of the gate really just fighting and trying their best. Obviously, you always want your guys trying the best, but the results so far for Gavin Shildt, pretty good. Look, if we can have a lefty bat that can just put a charge into a ball every now and then, that's a perfect spot for him. Love that. That's a great bounce back here. Have him hit 260 with a nice little slugging percentage on top of that, and we got what we need. Further down the watch list, I had kind of selected a couple of rookies that I was really interested. Ethan Salas, the young 18-year-old catcher, top minor league prospect. Pretty good day. Nothing super memorable. Had a nice walk. Had some balls put in play. Overall, a good day. Also, Terso Ornelas, the left fielder prospect, our top minor leaguer last season. Again, looked good, nothing super duper remarkable, but in terms of if today is the baseline that we begin the measurements for the rest of spring training and the rest of the season, bar is set decently high. That this is a Padres team that, if it nothing else, we should not be overly concerned yet. I know that the Dodgers all season long are just going to be kind of hanging there above us in the division, but for now, what I'm seeing out the gate day one, I'm very, very happy with, offensively at least. On the pitching side, it was 1 inning, revolving door, banging through all of the guys auditioning for different roles, different pitching at AAA, later in our back half of our rotation or in the bullpen. And I think that what you saw was a lot of strikes thrown, which is always a positive. Obviously, not a shutout perfect game, so there is always room to improve, but there was not a lot of guys who were behind in the count. There was a lot of aggressive pitching, not a lot of wasted pitches, a lot of hallmarks of Ruben Niebla's times with the San Diego Padres. But to me, the report is that right now, we're looking at our pitching being 1 through 4 on the starting rotation is pretty locked up, and then maybe 8 and 9 innings are pretty locked up. Everything else is wide open, and if you had to say, hey, what would you like? A couple of signature guys, and then it drops off from there, or just a fleet of indistinguishably good guys who throw strikes, maybe don't have a huge ton of upside, but have very little downside and can just get major league outs. I want that. Give me a bunch of guys with a 3.3 ERA and a nice whip. So that's where I think the baseline results for the Padres pitching-wise were pretty good. We're not going to talk about a lot of these guys in these first 2 weeks in terms of major amounts of big league innings, but if we can build a nice, just base of guys who we know we can cycle through to get a spot start here, get some good innings there, it takes a little bit, if not a lot of pressure off of the main arms and allows them to really succeed. And we'll see those guys over the next couple of weeks start to get introduced more and more. But right now, just, if anything, if you want to start learning some of the names, that's great, but just watch for strikes being thrown. And I think if we can keep the Padres consistently ahead in counts and keeping pitching counts low from inning to inning, then this continues to be a win of a spring training season. So the TLDR, again, to close it all up, offense looked good, pitching looked more than serviceable. Padres 1-0 in spring training. Let me know, though, with a comment what you think. Is this good? Is this bad? Is Manny going to hit 250 home runs this year, and are we going 162-0? And as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon.